chorus.
Yeah.
Love is my source.
Love is my source.
Love is my power.
Love is my power.
Love gives me everything, everything I need. So I give thanks.
So I give thanks
for all my blessings.
for all my blessings.
Love gives me everything, everything, everything that I need. Peace is my source.
Peace is my source.
Peace is my power.
Peace is my power.
Peace gives me everything, everything that I need. So I give thanks.
So I give thanks
for all my blessings.
for all my blessings.
Peace gives me everything, everything, everything that I need. Oh, joy is my source.
Joy is my source.
Joy is my power.
Joy is my power.
Joy gives me everything, everything that I need. So I give thanks.
So I give thanks
For all my blessings.
for all my blessings.
Joy gives me everything, everything, everything that I need. Joy is my source.
Joy is my source.
Joy is my power.
Joy is my power.
Joy gives me everything, everything, everything I need.
Good morning. Come on up, Helen Valleau.
Good morning. It's spring. Last Sunday was winter. We've stepped into spring just like that. Oh, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Toronto. I am Helen Valleau. I am a licensed practitioner here at the center, and I'm delighted to be giving the talk today. Reverend Jonathan Zenz, hello, Jonathan, and his father, Don. I know they're watching online. Jonathan's in LA right now. Then headed to Salt Lake City to the annual Centers for Spiritual Living convention. So I get to be up here today. And what I would like to first of all acknowledge is anyone new online or here, please know that you are absolutely magnificent. You bring your magnificent energy to our center, our community, and I thank you for that. And aren't we magnificent?
Yes,
Yes,
we are.
yes, let's own that by saying we are magnificent.
We are magnificent.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And so let's kick off this morning with our opening song, which is
Down in my soul.
Down in My Soul. Thank you.
1, 2, 3.
And stand up if you like.
I hear the music
I hear the music
down in my soul.
down in my soul.
I hear the music
I hear the music
down in my soul.
oh, down in my soul.
I hear the music
I hear the music
down in my soul.
oh, down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home.
I got a new day
I got a new day
down in my soul.
down in my soul.
I got a new day
I got a new day
down in my soul.
oh, down in my soul.
I got a new day
I got a new day
down in my soul.
oh, down in my soul. And the whole wide world is my home.
I feel the power
I feel the power
down in my soul.
oh, down in my soul.
I feel the power
I feel the power
down in my
Are you feeling it? Yes, yes. This morning, to help us out with really getting to know our souls, is a very soulful woman. She is our lead practitioner here at the center. She's incredibly wise. She brings a breadth of experience and a passion for these teachings to the center. And so I would like to invite up to the lectern Judy Southern. Do you want the lectern?
Do. I'm almost at the point with having no notes, but not quite. Not quite. What a powerful way to start off the day. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I feel it. I have to move this back. Oh, okay. Is it there? Yep. Okay. Okay, so our theme today, I'm just shuffling this around. Our theme today, as you saw on the email, if you're on the email list, I hope you are, is embrace discovery. Well, I'm not sure if that came out, but that's the theme that we have been given, embrace discovery. So I have a discovery to share with you today, a new discovery for me. I'm discovering new things all the time. Growing up Catholic, I was given specific prayers to recite and to sing, to say by rote, and to memorize repetitiously. And that was okay. And one of those prayers is this prayer we call the Lord's Prayer, which were just words to me, and I used to parrot them off real fast. I can say that Lord's Prayer faster than anybody, I think. But the first two words now, I have a discovery. Along came Emmett Fox into my life, and my discovery is about the first two words, Our Father. Yes, it's me, a former Catholic, looking at the Lord's Prayer and being very moved by the words, Our Father. I was one of these people who, once I walked away from the church when I was 22, and because I felt I wasn't a sinner anymore and a whole lot of other reasons, I was starting to make my own rules that worked for me in my lifestyle, and somehow the church's lifestyle wasn't working for me. If I was ever in a public ceremony or a funeral or a wedding, and people were asked to say the Lord's Prayer, I wouldn't say it, not because I was being rebellious, maybe there was a bit of that, but I just didn't like the words didn't work for me, so I would just stay silent. I would watch everybody with their eyes closed and heads bowed, and I used to think, okay, that's cool, that works for them, it doesn't work for me. But as I say, along came Emmett Fox into my life, and in the Sermon on the Mount, the very last chapter called the Lord's Prayer, he has this wonderful, lovely metaphysical analysis of the words and the structure of this beautiful, beautiful prayer. Yes, that's me saying that. This prayer has survived a lot of changes in Christian history, and it's very simple and very well constructed. So these two words, Our Father, say all we need to know about the nature of God and the nature of man. And it's very reminiscent of the first two steps of our own affirmative prayer, our spiritual mind treatment, where step one is God is all there is, and step two is we are one with God, our Father. So think about the word Father. Father it just tells you what the relationship is between God and man, that of a parent with a child, that nurturing parent relationship. So we are the offspring of God. Therefore, we have the same nature of God within us. Like begets like. And here's what Emmett Fox says in the Sermon on the Mount, on that last chapter. It is not possible that a rose bush should produce lilies. The offspring is and must be the same nature as the parent. And so, since God is divine spirit, man must essentially be divine spirit too, whatever appearances may say to the contrary. So in one word, all the beliefs about this being, this God, this divineness, whatever, this God, all the beliefs about this God being tyrannical and punishing are gone in the word Father, in the truest sense of the word Father. It is the nurturing presence. And Emmett Fox goes on to say, if you would meditate on this idea, most of your difficulties would disappear. For they are rooted and grounded in fear. And the underlying cause of all trouble is fear. And then we come to the word our Father. This emphasizes the brotherhood of man. It's not my Father, it's our Father. We are one. So we have the same God DNA, the same divine DNA. We are our brother's keeper. And we saw an example of that last Sunday when we responded to Brenda McIntyre's tragedy. The community came together, and wow, did we come together in a big way to help support her. We are our brother's keeper. We are of the same divine God DNA. We see examples of this every day, and we see people who choose to use them or to not, because we are at free choice. We do have free will. I went to see the movie on Friday afternoon. I went to see Race, the Jesse Owens story of the black man who went to the 1936 Hitler Olympics, and he came home with 4 gold medals. It was an absolutely amazing, amazing, amazing movie. I was rather tearful throughout a lot of it. So Hitler's myth of Aryan superiority was juxtaposed with this incredible, incredible sportsmanship shown between blacks and Jews and Germans. I highly recommend this movie. It was absolutely wonderful. Fox goes on to tell us about our divine DNA, that we are the limbs of one body. So I know that there is no superior race. There are no chosen people. No one is better than anyone else, and no one is less worthy than anyone else. We have the same God DNA. Isn't that clever? Our Father, in those 2 words. How simple and how clever that message gets across. I am really overwhelmed by this so many years later. It's given me a whole deeper understanding of who we are. I get to remember who we are in a different way and who I am, and I just love that. In spiritual mind treatment, we say our Father in a slightly different way. Step 1 and step 2, God is all there is, and we are one with God. You might hear us say something like, there is one infinite intelligence, one power for good that operates throughout all of life. It is this thing I call God, pure spirit, first cause, the absolute, the divine presence that flows through all of us, every fiber of our being. It created me, it created us out of itself. How good is that? I am an individualized expression of this God, of this divine presence, this spirit, and we are one. We are one. We are our brother's keeper in the truest sense of the word. Or simply, it can be summed up in 2 words, our Father. I have an affirmation that I invite you to say with me a couple of times. I am a magnificent expression of divine spirit. I am a magnificent expression of divine spirit. I am a magnificent expression of divine spirit. Peace. Peace.
I surrender. I trust and I know that as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I surrender. I trust and I know that as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love.
let us surrender. Let us surrender into the knowledge of the one divine presence that flows through every fiber of our being, because that is who we are. We are offspring of this divine presence. We are the offspring of God, the offspring of infinite intelligence. This is the Father and the Son, the nature of God and the nature of man. God is all there is. We are one with God. We are its offspring. We are. I remember who we are. Let us surrender to that knowledge, for that is the truth. That is the truth of us. We are our brother's keeper. We are one. We are absolutely the offspring of this one divine intelligence. So knowing this truth, knowing the truth of who we are in gratitude for this knowledge, gratitude for surrendering to this knowledge, gratitude for our oneness and for the God in us, the divine presence in us, I release these words to the perfect law of mind. And I know that as these words are spoken, it is done, it is recognized, it is who we are. I release, I let go, and together we say, and so it is.
I surrender. I trust and I know that as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I fall into the arms of love.
Beautiful, Judy. Thank you. Wise words from a very wise woman. Thank you. So, we have a song, just as I pull this back here so you can all see the Queen Street Band. They have a song for us called The Shadow, and it sounds very ominous, the shadow. And yet, I'm sure there's a brilliant message of light in that song. So I'm going to turn it over to the Queen Street Band.
Shadows can mess with your mind, keep you living small and confined. In the shadows, it is hard to see when the light's not shining on the path you're supposed to be. So if you're doubtful and the gray clouds appear, walk out in the rain, let it wash away your fear. Step out into the light, break those chains that have held you tight. Be love wherever you go, you'll find light, even in the shadows. Even in the shadows. That's not to say that some days won't be hard, like the world is against you, feeling charred and scarred. If so, breathe. Go deep inside, where love is present. The shadows cannot thrive. Forward motion, give of what we get. Loving all we have, live without regret. Step out into the light. Break those chains that have held you tight. Be love wherever you go. You'll find light, even in the shadows. Even in the shadows. Even in the shadows. Even in the shadows. Love is all that's true. Love lets me see you. Love will ignite desires cloaked by night. Break those chains that have held you tight. Be love wherever you go. You'll find light, even in the shadows. Even in the shadows. Even in the shadows. Even in the shadows. Be love. Thank you.
Oh. Step out into the light. Break down those chains that have held you so tight. Ah, I love that lyric. Love it, love it, love it, because that's what this teaching is all about. It is about letting go of those old erroneous beliefs, anything that keeps us in a closed, compacted, tight, judgmental system. And it's like, release it, let it go, and let the love flow, and embrace that that's who we are. We are this infinite, loving presence that we can bring out into the world. We are, we're part of the Global Vision, which is a year-long theme of a world that works for everyone. So there are centers all across Canada and the States that are speaking on the same theme as me today, embrace discovery. And it's funny because I'm going to Saskatoon in April. And Carmi and Owen asked if I would speak at the Center for Spiritual Living in Saskatoon. And he said, and use the theme for the year. And I went, oh, well, we're doing the themes too. So yeah, okay, no problem. He goes, great, one mind. So embrace discovery. Oh my goodness. What I love about this is that it invites each and every one of us to be open to what is next and what's possible. And the possibilities are infinite. And you know, I remember when I was in my 20s, I was studying dance. And I was a little bit of an arrogant contemporary dancer versus ballet. And I was with some other dance students, and we went to see the National Ballet perform we went to a dress rehearsal. And there were a couple of us, and like we thought we were pretty hot. And we thought we knew a lot about technique and dance. And we sat there and basically criticized everything. And thinking, oh yeah, well that's not quite right, and that's not quite right. And so really what we were doing was looking at everything in the relative that we deemed as wrong. And the best lesson I got was afterwards, a woman said to us, you know, I could be somebody's mother up there. And look at what I had to listen to. And I went, oh. Not one of my finer moments. I was young. I was like, early 20s. But, I had been taught a lot to look at the relative and judge it. When I was a kid, we had quarter horses, and my dad was very, very competitive in showing quarter horses. So there's what's called a halter class, and that is literally where you go and you walk the horse around. It's wearing a halter, and what they look at is composition of the horse. And how well does it stand, all four legs neatly lined up? And, how well is its back formed, and its head, and the mane, and the tail, and the size of the chest. And really, that's what the horse is judged on, how it looks. So I learned very early on as we toured around in a Greyhound bus on the horse show circuit in Alberta. And we had living quarters in the front and 3 horse stalls in the back, and it was painted green. It said Shamrock Ranches, because my maiden name was Riley, and my dad was very Irish. And in the front, it said the Shanty House. And when that light was turned on, you knew the party was happening in the bus. And this is what we did. We went around to horse shows all summer long. So I learned to be very precise in everything, because my dad was very, very good with horses. He was a horse whisperer. He was just absolutely brilliant with animals. And yet, he was also a horseman and a very accomplished one. So everything I learned was about how things look in the relative and how good you are and how competitive you are and how many trophies and ribbons you win. And we had a whole basement full. So I learned to be very critical and very judgmental. And what I didn't learn was to look at the essence, the spirit, the energy, the love flowing. I had to learn that later on. And, I was always an explorer, and I was always loving to learn and to look at the next thing. And yet I was doing it in a closed system. And yet there was this spirit in me that always wanted to discover what was next. And my mom's twin sister once said to me, you're just like your father. You're always on to the next best thing. I thought, is there something wrong with that? I didn't feel like there was anything wrong with it. But what I realized is that she was uncomfortable with exploring and pushing the boundaries. And so even though I wanted to break out of my box of looking at the relative, I still was getting caught up in judgment and criticism. And believe me, as much as I judged and criticized things out here, I was doing it to myself. Oh yeah, I was my own best critic. Nothing was good enough. Nothing was perfect enough. And I am so grateful not to be in that place anymore. But we do often fear pushing the envelope. The author D.H. Lawrence said, "The world fears a new experience more than it fears anything, because a new experience displaces so many old experiences." So the new ideas are not the problem. The world can pigeonhole any idea, Lawrence said, but it can't pigeonhole a real new experience. A real new experience. Wow. And where do those new experiences come from? They come from that impulse and that energy of our creative spirit saying, go for more. Go for more. There's more. There's more. There's more. A true inner experience changes us. And yet, as human beings, we don't like change because we don't really like to feel uncomfortable. And how often do we judge something as good or bad or right or wrong when we feel uncomfortable? A lot, yes? Yeah. Ernest Holmes says that the greatest discovery, the first greatest discovery man made, is that he can think. And that was the day he first said, I am. I am. I am. So just think about it. Imagine that we discovered our own ability to think for ourselves, to know that we are the I am, that I am, whatever we deem that to be, and knowing that I am able to think for myself. I am able to make choices so that life can be joyful and fun and abundant. And you know, in the practitioner class, thank you, practitioner class on Tuesday night, they rock. They totally, totally rock. There was this thing, we were talking about what makes us successful? How do we judge that? And I said, well, maybe it's just mastery means that we choose not to suffer anymore. Or self-mastery. We choose not to suffer. And that's success, choosing no longer to suffer. For each one of us, you know, we are the individual expressions of the I am. And because we are that individualized expression of the I am, for each and every one of us, the possibilities are endless. Absolutely endless. We get to choose. We get to choose. So what stunts our possibilities? Our judgments. Our judgments. Our judgments that create an attachment to a belief. And whether that belief is a healthy, supportive, loving belief, or is it a belief that something is wrong or bad or not good enough? And here's where I think we have to question, where did we get these ideas? Who deemed what's right or wrong? Where did we learn that? Right? Where do we get that? Usually from our history, usually from the people we hang out with. I'll hang out with them because they relate to my right or wrong. Or I'll hang out with these people because they relate to my wrong and agree with me. It makes it easier. And we're always placing judgment on something. And it is that attachment. And this is always, always based in the relative. It's always based upon effect. Versus being able to go back to spiritual truth, the absolute. The absolute. And so, if you think about it, I'm going to take this Sharpie as an example. Is this Sharpie a good thing or a bad thing? Yes, it's both. But we can have an idea that a Sharpie is a good thing. It's permanent, won't wipe away, so we can label things with it. Or, it's toxic. It's plastic. It's permanent. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Ooh. Based on our opinion, right? What if it was neutral? It's just neutral. What if every experience, every object was neutral? And we could just let it be and do what it does with the understanding that, what is this? And what else is it? It's God. It's God, because everything is God. And if we can let go of the judgments, then we get ourselves out of the way. And from that place, who knows what discoveries and what uses we could find for this Sharpie. We could find a whole new use for it that might be very helpful. Or maybe we choose not to. Maybe it doesn't resonate. That's okay too. It's all okay. It's all okay. It's all good. Or is it all bad? Or is it just so? It's just so. It's just so. And that's the brilliant thing, is when we can release the need to judge things as good or bad, or right or wrong. Space opens up. And there are infinite possibilities. Do any of you know Christiane Northrup? Dr. Christiane Northrup? She's amazing. I love her. She's doing so much work on aging and breaking down the beliefs around aging. And she talks a lot about cultural portals based on the work of a psychologist named Mario Martinez. And she says that cultural portals are more powerful than our biology. I love that. And that chronological age and biological age are two different things. That there are 80-year-olds whose biology is like a 40-year-old. And that there are 40-year-olds whose biology is like an 80-year-old. I won't go into people I know that are like that. That would be a judgment. Aha, it just is. So she talks about cultural portals, and she talks about the different portals that there are, and she starts with teenagers. And that, there never used to be this thing called teenagers. That was an idea that was formed. That there's a belief and idea that teenagers, once they reach a certain age, are supposed to start acting a certain way. And that the entire term teenagers didn't start until the car was invented, because that was the way for teenagers to escape. Before then, they were working. They were working on the farms, working in the family business. And another one she talks about is retirement. And, of course, age 65 is actually based on a German program by Otto von Bismarck, who in 1889 adopted the age of 70 as the standard retirement. And then 18 years later, they changed it to 65. And that was when the life expectancy after 65 was 18 years. Now the life expectancy, according to the stats, which again is a judgment, is now about 25 years. So she was talking about how the fastest growing segment of the population are actually people over 90. And that everything is changing, and we don't have to buy into the idea of what it means to age. She also talks about the original data on fertility, that after 35, women lose their fertility, the eggs start to do their thing, and that originally came from the French Huguenots in the 1600s. That idea. And she said it is so not true, because when she was an intern in a Catholic hospital, they were doing hysterectomies on women in their 50s, Catholic women, so that they could stop having babies. So again, she said one of the worst things to say to a woman is that, oh, you're getting close to the age of 35. You won't be able to have children. She was brilliant in recognizing that idea implanted in someone was more detrimental on the biology than anything genetic and predisposed. And of course, that just goes right along with Bruce Lipton's biology of belief. And that our environment, so those cultural portals, which we actually call race consciousness, have such a huge effect on our physical bodies. And that all of our genes are impacted by the people we hang out with and the mindset of those people. And so, to take a look at wow, who are you hanging out with? Are these people that are open and saying, yes, let's go for more, let's live better and stronger and healthier and be more prosperous? Or are they kind of putting a ceiling on how much joy and health and abundance and prosperity and life you can experience? Because that's going to impact you more than your genetic predisposition. And did you know that they actually, with the weight machines, I work out on an elliptical machine, and they actually program them according to algorithms and stats on what your heart rate should be at a certain age and how far you should go and how long you should go. So when I started working out, I'm in a new condo and I have a workout room there, and I started going on the elliptical machine, and I'd put in my weight and I'd put in my age, and I'd go, how come my heart rate's only supposed to go to 119? Like, my heart rate goes over that, no problem. Well, it was all based on algorithms. So now I lie. I put in that I'm 35. I put in that I weigh 10 pounds less than I am. And, well, this morning I couldn't even get a heart rate, so maybe I was supposed to be dead. I don't know. I mean, really. And are we going to buy into that belief that that's what we should be? No way. I know for myself, and I am committed to getting hotter and healthier and, and richer and more abundant and expressing more creative energy and learning more and more and more, despite what any elliptical machine says, despite what any race consciousness says. Forget it. My daughter's sitting back there going, oh my God. It's just not important. And so I had a plan here, but I didn't quite follow through with it. Because I was pretty charged up by what happened with Susan Sarandon at the SAG Awards. This beautiful, smart, incredible woman that shows up at the SAG Awards, and she's wearing she's so beautiful, in my opinion. She's wearing this beautiful, beautiful outfit, a suit, but she has like a black bustier bra showing. And there was so many negative comments of how dare does a woman of 69 years of age wear something like that and show her, not her chest, her boobs. Like, I was going to say her cleavage. How dare she? And I'm thinking, good for you. So I was going to maybe do that today, but someday I will. Someday. I just couldn't do it today. No, actually, yeah, when Mahala's not here, actually, she'd be mortified. I did go looking for a nice suit jacket yesterday to see if I could find something that might be appropriate. Didn't find anything, so I figured, all right, surrender it someday. So what I want to invite is an idea of radical acceptance. We have radical forgiveness. That's really well known within this community. How about radical acceptance as a practice? Radically accepting what is. Radically embracing, first of all, and accepting ourselves. Start there. To really, really step into this place of, I love myself. I love everything about myself. I love my cleavage. I love my body. I love how I look. I love my hair. I'm not just talking about me, I'm talking about you too. I love my life. On a week ago Saturday, when it was really, really cold, and it was about 8:30 on Saturday morning, and I was getting ready to go out and do some errands, and it was that bitter cold. So I'm all dressed up. I even wore my husband's toque, and I said, "Okay, I'm going out to brave the cold." And my husband goes, "No, you're not. You're taking an elevator down to a heated parking garage and getting into a warm car. You are not braving the cold." And I went, "Yes, I love my life. I love my life. It's so perfect for me. It's so good for me." And here's where I was going. I was going to a somatic stretch class. And this is with a woman. Her name is Lillian Jarvis. She was one of the co-founding dancers, original co-founding dancers of the National Ballet. She's 85 years old. She developed her own somatic release technique. She is one of the most beautiful, open, brilliant, strong, and I mean strong in mind, but also strong and long and lean and beautiful in her body. And she knows everything. She's like got a Mac, and she's like working Facebook, and she's doing all this great stuff. She went and learned and taught herself how to work a Mac at 82. She is this delightful woman who at the age of, now, I think it was 42, was invited back to the National Ballet to perform Juliet. And that was quite a while after she had retired. And the way she was able to do it, people were amazed at her body. But it was through her technique of really keeping the body open, which allowed the energy to continue to flow, which is what we are. Yes? We are infinite energy. That she went back, she took classes for 3 months and performed Romeo and Juliet in her 40s, which at that time was like pretty unheard of. And so here's what you want to look for. Those are the people you want to hang out with, and that's the mindset that you want to embrace so that you keep open and discovering and embracing all that there is that life has to offer. And life has to offer so much. So let's start with radical acceptance. Acceptance of ourselves, acceptance of our potential, our possibilities, our ability to heal. All that innate wisdom is within us. And I have a quote from Carl Jung, and it's thanks to James Mellon in his talk last week. "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely." The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. Well, let's decide to not buy into that quote. That doesn't have to be our truth. The most wonderful, incredible, loving thing to do is to accept ourselves completely. In radically accepting that all is God and all is exactly as it's meant to be. There's a feeling that nothing needs to change. Everything is perfect. Everything is beautiful, just as it is. And the world is to be enjoyed. The world's to be enjoyed. So Ernest Holmes says, every demonstration would be easy if we could get ourselves out of the way. If we could treat our minds, this is me now, if we could treat our minds every time we had a judgment or an attachment, we would clear the space for so much more. So much, not more, so much more. Not really grammatically correct. We would clear so much space for love and peace and joy. So, here's what we're going to do. We're all going to do treatment together. We're all going to treat to release some judgment. I don't need to know what your judgment is. You know what your judgments are, and you don't bring your judgment into the treatment anyways. And this is, thanks to Reverend Rita, who last week I watched her at James's service online. She did treatment with the congregation, the community. And I'm like, yeah. Linda experienced that in Kauai. Well, all of you that went to Kauai did, I'm assuming. And it's very powerful for all of us to treat our minds all together as one. And so it starts with step 1. There is only one power and presence in the universe. It is love. Second step, and thanks to Reverend Rita again. This woman, if you've never seen her speak, she's brilliant. She's coming for James's ordination. She and Reverend... Oh, God. Sorry, Jonathan. Yeah, James needs to be ordained again. Both of you can be ordained at the same time, Jonathan. Reverend Rita, Reverend Patrick, and Reverend James are coming for Jonathan's ordination on April 1st. So you will receive an invitation for that. Here's what she said, because our second step is usually unification. Unification that we are a part of this love. She said, No, we are God. There's no unifying with God. There's no unifying with love. We are love. We are God. We are beautiful. We are peace. So let's just own we are love. We are love. Yes. And I am perfect, whole, and complete as I am. Perfect, whole, and complete as I am. Thank you for this knowing. Thank you for this knowing. I release and let go. All is in divine order. All is well. And so it is. Namaste. And we are going to sing I Love as the baskets go around for our offering. I thank you for your offering today. Even though I'm no longer a member of the board, and I've stepped into another role, I know that our board is so committed to the expansion and growth and the community that is here. So they use this offering with such high integrity. And so thank you for your offering today. And we're going to sing I Love, and as the baskets go around.
1, 2, 3, 4. I live, I breathe, I give, I receive. I laugh, I love. I'm a part of what's here, what has been, what's still to be seen. I live, I breathe, I love, love, love. I live, I breathe, I love. I live, I breathe, I give, I receive. I laugh, I love. I'm a part of what's here, what has been, what's still to be seen. I live, I breathe, I love, love. love. I live, I breathe, I love.
I love this center. I love the love in this room, and I am grateful. I am grateful for the gifts, for the love, for all that we give, all that we receive. I am grateful for the gifts that allow this center to grow and expand, and I am grateful for the growth and the expansion already in this center, this ever-changing center. So I say thank you, thank you, thank you. All is well, I let it be so, and together we say, and so it is. Stay here. Stay here.
I live, I breathe, I give, I receive. I laugh, I love. I'm a part of what's here, what has been, what's still to be seen. I live, I breathe, I love, love, love. I live, I breathe, I love. I live, I breathe, I love.
Thank you. Okay, so before we wrap up, I have a few announcements. Just a few. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so I have a few pages. No, really. No, first of all, I want to let you know if any of you are interested in ordering a salt lamp. Salt lamps are a great way to cleanse the air, purify the energy, add a beautiful glow in your room. There's a whole variety of them on our website. They're by special order. So I invite you to go on, have a look, see if there's anything that resonates for you, and you can make your purchase. And here's the great thing about ordering from us. You don't have to pay tax, right? No HST. The price you see is the price you pay. And that's because of our ruling from CRA. So it's a great deal that way. Also, I want to let you know that on Sunday, March the 6th, we are going to live stream here at the center James Mellon's production of Sissy Boy. And I'll give you a little idea of what Sissy Boy is about. Is Sissy a noun or a verb? Come to Sissy Boy and find out. Join James Mellon as he brings his funny, and he is funny, touching and true story of being branded a sissy to vivid life. Journey with James from the age of 7 to 61. A young Catholic boy to Chippendale stripper. This is not for children, by the way. From performing with drag queens to starring on Broadway, from party boy to parent, from dancer to cancer to living the answer. It takes a big man to cry and even a bigger man to be a sissy boy. This play that he has written and his partner Kevin Bailey has produced and directed it is getting unbelievable reviews in LA and could possibly go to Broadway. So you don't want to miss this production. So we're going to live stream it. Tickets are available in the bookstore. They are $30, $25 if you are a benefits member. And I would get your tickets sooner rather than later. You can also go online and get your tickets, but get them sooner rather than later because it is going to be sold out and we can take 50 people. So the great thing is, too, is this is a fundraiser for us to continue creating a lovely backdrop here for the band. So we really want to get rid of this wall. Come on, it looks like we live stream from a jail cell. We need to up it a bit here. And here's the thing. We reach out to a bigger community than shows up here on a Sunday. And we want, that hot thing, that hot factor? We need to look hot up here, too. So with an incredible background. Although I know my energy of hotness is a lot. And probably goes right through to the camera. But we want to pretty it up back here. We still have renovations to do upstairs, so that's what part of the proceeds from Sissy Boy will go to. So make sure that you get your tickets. And, we still have classes going on, so you can always join me today for the Power of Effective Prayer, and I know that's not the name of the class. I can't remember the name of the class I'm teaching. The Nature of Effective Prayer. That's what I'm teaching today. Really, I do a better job when I have the name up here, really. And then, of course, Jonathan's self-mastery class, which is an incredible class, is going on Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. And we will also have more, not this Wednesday. Yeah, Jonathan will be in Salt Lake City. And I won't be here either. I'm going to Florida. I'm going for some sun. And we'll have other workshops coming up soon, so stay tuned. Look in the newsletter, look on the website. And if you haven't signed up for our newsletter, there is a sheet at the bookstore. Please sign up. Then you know what's going on at the center every week. And I think that's all I have to say to that.
All right.
So, let's all take a breath.
Everywhere I am is holy ground, for I walk in faith. Everywhere I am is holy ground, for the power and the presence of pure spirit makes my path gentle and easy.
Gentle, easy, gentle, easy.
Everywhere I am is holy ground, and I live in love. Everywhere I am is holy ground, for the power and the presence of pure spirit makes my path gentle and easy.
Gentle, easy, gentle, easy. Everywhere I am is holy ground, and I stand in peace. Everywhere I am is holy ground, for the power and the presence of pure spirit makes my path gentle and easy. Gentle, easy, gentle, easy.
Breathing in. For right where I am, right here, right now, is pure spirit, pure energy that is omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniactive through all of life that is spirit, that is God, that is the divine universe, that is love. And this love is what brings healing. This love is what brings peace. This love is what breaks down all barriers. And stepping out into the infinite, knowing that we are all the infinite, expressing so perfectly, so beautifully, so lovingly. And as we master this absolute truth, all of life's bumps and difficulties melt away. They no longer have to be present because we know who we are, and we are love, we are light, we are spirit, we are God. We are a beautiful community that says yes to the potentiality, yes to the possibilities, yes to life, and yes to living life fully with passion and on purpose. And for that knowing, I am so very grateful. I am so grateful to these teachings, to this community, to all of life flowing through me as me in each and every moment. And so I get my bloated nothingness out of the way. I get out of the way and I let this divine love flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. Open up and surrender and let it flow. For life is easy. Life is graceful. Life is beautiful. Life is love. And so all is well. All is well. And in this knowing, I release my word to that infinite law, that infinite, universal, subjective mind that is the possibilities of life. I release, I let it go. And together let us affirm, and so it is.
Go.
Everywhere I am is holy ground. I dance in joy. Everywhere I am is holy ground. For the power and the presence of your spirit makes my path gentle and easy, gentle, easy, gentle, easy, gentle, easy, gentle, easy.
Thank you. I have some thank yous that usually are supposed to go in the treatment, but So thank you to Fred and Lynette for being our board members today. Thank you to Carmen and Linda for being our greeters, and for Lori for setting up and who coordinates all of the volunteers. And thank you to Sophia, who is willing to clean up. Thank you. And to Margaret Ann in the bookstore, to Carrie and Jim on sound, to my darling daughter Mahala, who's willing to just show up and be with the dynamic kids, and for Fred, for your beautiful, beautiful meditation. Thank you. And to Judy for your inspiring words of wisdom. I love you. You're incredible. And to the Queen Street Band, who are just so awesome. Thank you.
And thank you. Awesome, Todd.
Welcome. And thank you to all of you online as well. Blessings. All right, let's kick it off with I Choose Joy.
We did this one as a feature a few weeks ago, and we're now putting it into the rotation. So if you didn't hear it, easy to catch on. All the lyrics are in your program. When the walls come tumbling down, I choose joy. I choose joy. When the world stops spinning around, I choose joy. I choose joy. When my heart is hard to move, when my music's lost the groove, when I have too much to prove, I choose joy. I choose joy. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. When hate is all I see, I choose joy. I choose joy. When fear won't let me be, I choose joy. I choose joy. When betrayal and lies hides the light from my eyes, I look up to the skies and I choose joy. I choose joy. Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. Joy. In this moment right here, I choose joy. I choose joy. For the ones that I hold dear, I choose joy. I choose joy. To be who I must be, for the light to shine in me, for everybody to be free. I choose joy. I choose joy. Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. Joy, 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 joy. I choose joy. Take it away, friend. The stable ground, peace and hope abound. I hear the sweetest sound, the chains have come unbound. Love is all around when I choose joy. In this moment right here, I choose joy. I choose joy. For the ones that I hold dear, I choose joy. I choose joy. To be who I must be, for the light to shine in me, for everybody to be free. I choose joy. I choose joy. And everybody will be free when I choose joy. 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 Take this joy out into the world. Enjoy the spring like day, and we'll see you all next week. I choose joy. I choose joy. I choose joy. I choose joy. I choose